Hello everyone, my name is Mario. Welcome to the tutorial on how to make 3D text inside of Photoshop without using 3D software. This is a great technique to use if you want to keep all your work inside Photoshop and if you don't have 3D software like Cinema 4D. Also, I am not going to be covering shading or how to add a manual gradient in this tutorial. I will be doing that in part 2, so keep an eye out for that. Alright, also before we get into the tutorial, please consider subscribing to the channel as well as giving the video a like. Alright, now let's get into it. So, to make 3D text, you're gonna pick your font. I'm gonna use a font called Peace Sans. It's on Behance. I will provide a link in the description, so you can download that for free. So right now I'm just gonna type up my text on all caps. My text is gonna say 3D text and then tutorial. Alright, so now what we're gonna do, we're going to take each text layer, rasterize them, and then put them in their own group. So I'm going to call this group 3D text, and then I'm going to call this group tutorial. Alright, and now I'm going to pick the 3D text, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lasso tool, I'm going to zoom in using Control plus, and then just manually cut out each letter. So layer via cut, and then label each letter as I cut it. Alright, now that we got that done, this is an empty layer. Now that we got that done, we're going to do the same to the bottom text. I'm going to cut this out, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay. Now that that's done, we'll turn on both these layers. So now I'm just going to transform each letter as I go. This gives it like a little, sort of like a fun vibe. Depending on what you're going for, doesn't really matter. Also, make sure that your letters are spaced well, not so much that they're like touching, but like a good enough space so that they're close enough. Alright, now I've transformed the text, rotated it, did all that. I'm gonna just center them. Actually, I'm gonna make this top text a little smaller. That's fine. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to group these texts, duplicate them, Control J, and then Control E to merge. And we can hide this layer. This is a backup layer. Alright, so now we've got both text layers on one layer. We can just call this top. Alright, duplicate it, Control U on the keyboard to bring up your hue saturation tabs. Go to lightness and do minus 25 or whatever you want to work with. I think I'm going to do minus 75 just to go a little darker. Take your eyedropper tool, select the color, drag this layer below that layer, and now we are going to Control T, hold Alt and Shift and click on one of the corners and drag down and in. Once that's done, hit the check mark, and then you could just click on the layer, hold Shift and drag it down. So we get that depth on the bottom. And then lastly, Control T, right click in the transform box, click perspective, hold Shift, click on the bottom corner and drag it in. Alright, hit the check mark, and then what you're going to do from here, you're going to make a new layer, clipping mask it. This is why we got the color earlier. We use this color to fill in these empty spots. So I'm going to fill these in. I'm going to speed it up for you guys. Alright, now that's done, you can select that layer, merge it with the bottom one, and call it extrusion. And this is where we will pick up from in part 2. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped. If you're going to use this text, I would like to see it. If you use it in your work, you could just tweet it at me. My Twitter is in the description. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing, giving the video a like. Peace.